All right. Well, welcome everybody, and to another Aplos webinar, educational webinar. My name is Dan Kimball, and today I'm going to be talking a little bit about launching plans for church online giving. So I'd like to welcome you from wherever you are checking us out from. Again, this is put on by Aplos Software. We are accounting and donor management software that helps nonprofits and churches and ministries with their accounting, donor management, and online giving tools. And I'm going to spend the next a little time with you just talking a little bit more about how do you launch plans for church online giving. Again, a little bit about us, Aplos. If you're not familiar with Aplos, we're really designed for nonprofits, churches, and ministries, and helping you achieve your missions and goals by better tracking through fund accounting, through donor management, through online giving, and helping you do your jobs better. And that's a little bit more about us. And so as part of that is we provide educational and tools for you, such as this webinar that you're obviously viewing today. So, and of course, one of our shining stars as a company is we have awesome customer support. And so, if you want to give us a call and check out our support folks, we do a great job just kind of helping people with your Aplos questions, issues, and all of that. My name is Dan Kimball. I am a product specialist here at Aplos, and I have the privilege and opportunity each week and each month to present a variety of different topics to people about fundraising, about donor management, about our products, and all of that. So I'm going to be spending the next little time with you talking a little bit about church online giving campaigns and why they matter, and why you as a church should think about launching a campaign if you don't have one, or finding the tools that you need for better church online giving. You can obviously contact me. My information's right there. Send me a tweet or reach out to me. So just by way of introduction, just kind of talk a little about this. We're going to be talking about online giving. It's a very convenient way for people to tithe, and it is an essential part of a church stewardship plan. Of course, online giving helps people to give more regularly, so they can no longer miss because of things like they're out of town, or just because they're not in attendance, of course, or people forget their checkbooks. There's lots of reasons why people don't give, which we're going to get into a little bit. But what we want to do is really help you kind of focus why you should have online giving programs, and how it will actually help you better budget and actually increase your overall giving to your church. So we're going to evaluate how online giving works. We're going to talk a little bit about what questions you should be asking when selecting an online giving campaign. Walk through some steps of launching a campaign if you don't have one, as well as review some additional tools for tracking and managing your donors, because online giving is more than just accepting donations by a credit card. You also have the responsibility of tracking those donations and doing a nice job stewarding people's gifts once you receive those. So that's what we're going to kind of be doing a little bit. So let's just talk a little bit about technology, the day and the age we live in. Of course, you might be checking us out because your church or ministry is really hesitant about getting into the online game for whatever reason. But just kind of as a way of introduction, know that the technology we are a part of today it's a big impact. It's a big influence. Just so just for an example, cell phone users click their phones 110 times a day. Consumers in the United States spend 5 hours a day on their mobile devices. Consumers in the United States are spending more time using apps on their mobile device than they are watching TV. So obviously, it's a big thing. But I think this one's interesting. 55% of Bible users search for biblical content online, and 43% use a Bible app. So this is very interesting that this shift is really happening, that the phones and the iPads and the tablets really are a part of our everyday life. The average person spends almost 2 hours a day on social media. Social media being like Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, those kinds of those things. So, and when it comes to spending on money online, 8 in 10 Americans will consider themselves online shoppers, meaning they go to Amazon or Walmart.com or Target or one of those retail outlets. Of course, Amazon being the big one, but virtually everybody has. In fact, I just personally the other day got a couple of new T-shirts. They came in the mail. That was an online shopping experience. Because of the increasing numbers of online shoppers, fewer people carry cash. I would say this is definitely true with a younger generation, millennials, those kinds. And most carry cash less than $50 when they do. So, you find those opportunities to be less and less. More people want to pay by Stripe and credit card and things like that. And all research suggests that those numbers are going to continue to rise in the upcoming years. Digital shopping is expected to be 224 million in the United States in the coming years. So it's a big deal. The way in which people not only shop, but the way in which people give, which means the way that people donate and tithe, it's a big deal. So with that, let's talk about church giving. 49% of all transactions are made with a card. 60% of those who attend are willing to give digitally. So this is a big shift. I think a few years ago, more people were really hesitant. They were maybe afraid of credit card fraud or some of those kinds of things. But I think we're seeing this trend of it's really becoming a common accepted practice. 32% overall donations increase when churches accept tithing online. So the point being is when you do go from doing nothing online to an online program, you're going to see an increase in your online donations or your overall donations, in your church. Donors between ages of 40 to 59 are most likely to give online. So this is really big because, again, it's not just young people, but it's ages all across the spectrum that are going to give online. Couple more statistics, and then we'll dive into some content. When donors receive a letter in the mail asking for a donation, 51% go online. 1 in 5 donors have given by using their tablet or smartphone. I know I have done that. When it comes to philanthropic growth, all sources of giving are projected to increase contributions in 2018. So hopefully all of this, these are very interesting and strong data points to kind of come to the conclusion that if you're not doing online giving, you really need to consider it. If your board or session or leaders of your church or ministry are hesitant, you might want to share these statistics with them as we go. So while it's true that Sunday is a very popular day for giving, 67% of giving happens Monday through Saturday. So you don't have to be sitting in a building to make a church online gift or tithe. So let's talk a little bit about why online giving is important. First of all, I want to emphasize it's a tool, not a replacement. I know some people think that the suggestion is you take away the offering plate or people bringing envelopes to church, and we're not suggesting that, but we're just simply suggesting that it become one of your tools to use. I think that it's important because increased giving and overall tithing numbers help when you have online giving. In other words, your overall donations will go up. What can happen with online giving is that giving will happen regardless of attendance. This is particularly true as families become more and more busy with youth sports and club sports and weekend travel sports. And other things, vacations, summer times, as we all know that the numbers in many churches decrease in the summertime. And so you want to allow people the opportunity to continue their giving regardless if they're there on Sunday or Wednesdays or Saturdays or whatever day or night of the week your church meets. You can also say thank you faster, meaning that with technology, when somebody gives online, you can immediately shoot out a quick thank you letter or receipt of some kind. And it encourages giving beyond your congregation, meaning that it gives a way for people to support additional ministries. You might have a link to something that you support or in your community, a program or a project that you're passionate about. And then stronger reoccurring giving opportunities, which equal larger gifts. What we talk about when reoccurring giving, that means when somebody sets up a regular donation to be taken out of their checking account or credit card every month, meaning I'm going to give $50 a month. I just put my information in, and I walk away, and nothing changes until I tell it to. So this is why it's important. So with that, I've come across a lot of reasons, or what I'm going to call mistakes and excuses, to not support online giving. This is where churches and ministries will say, yeah, we just don't think we're ready, or whatever. But here are some excuses that I think I see out there that I think you can quickly make a case for to go the other way. First of all, transaction fees. It used to be transaction fees were really high. A transaction fee is usually assessed by the credit card company or the processor, such as PayPal or one of those. And the truth of the matter is that in this day and age, a nonprofit or a church can get rates as low as 1 or 2 or 3%, and it's really a small piece for the bigger picture of large gifts. The other thing about transaction fees is with technology, such as the Aplos online donation tool, which I'm going to show you, you can actually ask the donors to pay that transaction fee. So that's really a very important thing to know. A lot of people, they don't know what software there is or how to choose. I think that's not a great excuse, but that is a lot of times people just get overwhelmed. We can help you with that, or there's lots of great tools out there. A lot of times a mistake people will make is they'll choose the easiest over the best. And I think it's important that if you are on this webinar because you're just wanting to learn about online giving, spend some time and evaluate all the different tools based off of what it is you do and the different options and things that they provide, such as can you run reports, and can you thank donors, and can you capture information, how easy it is to process, how quickly money goes from the credit card to the bank account, those kinds of things. Another thing is people will say, gosh, well, there's no one to manage the page. Or what they'll do is they'll set it up and they'll forget all about it, and it's not maintained. So quickly it becomes out of date. It becomes clunky. It's a bad experience. And so I think that those are mistakes and excuses, and I think that it's something that you can certainly change very, very quickly. People will say it's not for my church. Older people won't give online. I think we're seeing the demographics of that to be false. I think more and more older people are giving online, and if you help them and educate them, it'll be a good experience. And then one excuse is that it's too impersonal. If it's too impersonal, then make it personal. There's many tools out there that you can provide for people, such as when they give online, you can immediately send them an impact story or a report. Get back to them, let them know how their gift is making a difference. You can send videos, you can send pictures, all of those kinds of things. So don't let those excuses get you in the way, and really think those through as you're moving forward on launching some kind of online giving campaign. This could be for an overall giving for your church, or it could be for a specific project, or such as a building campaign or something like that. Some people will ask, well, how does online giving work with the principles of stewardship and tithing? I thought this was a really interesting. I found this from another person who said stewardship is about recognizing that our life, all of it, is God's. All of life must demonstrate this. Whether you eat or drink or whatever you do all to the glory of God. Time, talent, money, dreams, family, Sundays, golf, football, vacations, beach homes, these are all a part, perhaps a big part of our lives. And we must use all these in a manner that bring God glory. And so the point here being is that that online giving needs to be a part of that experience. You need to bring people in, embrace them in, have them become a part of that overall tithing experience. So I thought that was a great scripture. The question is online giving a departure from the biblical model? I think this is a pretty easy kind of question to sort of discuss and enlighten people on. I think that in Scripture is that we put God first in our finances. That's true. I think that Scripture does not mandate a particular means of giving that would span all cultures and times. If we believe that Scripture stipulated a particular method of giving, we might as well be bringing sheep and barley to our church, meaning that that's what they did in the Old Testament. That's what they did in the olden days. The point being is that we need to take advantage of the technology and the tools that are given to us so that you stay modern and you stay current. And you can still be biblical in all of this. So think about how giving has changed over the centuries. Years and years ago, centuries ago, giving was done through livestock and produce. And of course, as cultures change, economies developed and money became different and all of that. So the point of this being is nothing is better or worse about online giving from a biblical perspective. It's just a new way of implementing this timeless discipline. So there you have it. So as you're kind of thinking about your stewardship campaigns, maybe you can bring some of that discussion in there as well. So what are we talking about here? We're talking about online giving page versus online campaigns. And online giving pages are places where people can go to make a donation, and they come in many styles and formats, and they are important. And I'm going to show you a couple examples towards the end of this little webinar. Online campaigns are a way to inform, engage, and communicate and steward your online donors. So you're not only giving them a place to give, an opportunity to give, but it's also a way to tell a story, inform people about what's happening, the ministries that you're doing, the impact that you're having in your communities. Online pages are about the gift, whereas campaigns are about the donors. So an online an online giving page, which I'm going to show you, is just simply a vehicle. A campaign is when you're really getting people excited and you're really engaging people, and you're being very strategic about not only getting people to give online, but also how you respond and how you report back that impact. A campaign is an intensive fundraising effort designed to raise a specific amount of money within a certain time frame. It's usually to meet a described set of needs. So we're going to do the 60 days for kids campaign, or a 1 year for a new building campaign, something like that, where you have a start and a stop date, and you're really letting people know how things are going. It's like a fund drive for those of you who have been a part of that. Whereas online pages can give donors various purposes and places to give, online campaigns are going to be various methods, activities to contribute or to get people involved. Okay, so you have your page, but a campaign is going to be a lot of activities based around that campaign. So here's some things for steps for launching an online giving campaign. First and foremost, you want to make sure that you don't just do it, but you establish a purpose. You want to have a clear understanding as to what you're wanting to fund, what you want the funds to do, what is you're trying to purchase, what it is you're trying to build. So when possible, make sure you connect the needs of people you are serving or you're trying to reach. In other words, don't just say, well, we have an online giving page, so let's have a campaign, and boom, that's it. What you really want to do is think very specifically. If you're going to do a campaign, such as raise a certain amount of money for a project or a ministry, really think through the who, what, when, why, where kind of questions as a church. And of course, you want to set a goal. People really like it when there's a goal out there. You want to get people excited, and you want to try to establish a realistic goal. Don't ask for too little or too much. Plan and assess. And I think this is where churches really have an advantage over maybe traditional nonprofits, because, churches, we as a church, we being those who are involved in churches and ministries, know that, we think we can go on a little bit more faith and trust God a little bit more and really kind of stretch people a little bit more in that area. I think it's important if you're doing a campaign that you have a completion date. So generally a campaign is no less than a month and no more than a year. Sometimes it's more than that, but 60. If you're going more than a year and a half, I think people get a little exhausted. So a specific date helps both the church member and the church evaluate progress towards that goal. And this might be a place to say that you should be very selective as to how many campaigns and how close they are planned to the previous one. So be careful about that. So again, we're talking about online giving as a tool, campaigns as a strategy to raise money for a particular project. So here's some things. First of all, make it easy to give. You want clean and easy to use donation pages, whether it's text to give. If it's on a website, you want to make it easy for people to give. If people have to go clicking, 5, 6, 7 times into a website to find where to give, they're going to most likely give up and not want to do that. So, and we're going to show you some examples of some websites here in a couple of minutes. Allow for pledge cards to be electronic. So pledging can be powerful. So make sure that you're using a software or an accounting system and an online giving program that allows you to do pledges. In other words, you're not taking away the pledge, meaning people can make a promise. I promise 5,000 or 10,000, and I'm going to make payments over time. Make sure you have a communication plan. Good communication plan is basically, just because it's online does not mean to stop talking and sharing, meaning that you can have pre-campaign communication. You can have folks share the vision via video, via letters. You can have testimonials. People can stand up in church and share the exciting things that are about to happen because of this campaign. You can set up a campaign calendar where you share the need, you share opportunities. You have, like I already said, testimonies, maybe other publications such as a newsletter, and share the progress. Let people know what's going on. So the point of all of this is that we're not just talking about that one page, but we're talking about that generating that excitement. And then, of course, after the campaign, you want to share the results. You want to report on the impact. And last but not least, celebrate. You want to celebrate those victories and celebrate the great things that have happening because of people that stepped up and got involved in those campaigns. And you want to always evaluate along the way. So again, some best practices: make it easy to give. I think make sure that your online giving tools are mobile friendly. It doesn't have to be an app. For example, Applos, we don't have an app, but our online giving pages are very mobile friendly. You want to make sure it's being talked about, or in other words, that it's emphasized during service and gatherings. In other words, in your bulletin, you can say, be sure to check out our website at www.firstchurch of whatever town, or give them links, talk about it. Make sure that when you yourself are up there talking about it, that you emphasize, go to our website, get more information. You can only get so much in on a printed bulletin or a newsletter, so you can say, hey, for a longer version of this story, go to the website. Those kinds of things. So talk about it when you're communicating in your church. Talk about the online tools, the campaigns, and the website. I think you yourself, if you're checking us out and you're on this webinar and you yourself are a church leader or a preacher or a pastor, you want to practice what you preach, not peach, but preach, and use it yourself. Make sure that you yourself are going online and what's your experience, so that next time you encourage folks to give online, you can say, hey, I just did it myself. It's super easy and it can be fun. And then lastly, make sure that you give testimonials, videos, emails throughout your campaigns, and encourage people to continue on that online experience. So some tools you want to think about for tracking and managing your donations. First, you want to use software that links online giving and your donations accounting. Of course, that's one of our passions here at Applos, is exactly that, is that when somebody gives through Applos, their donation not only hits the money goes straight to your account, but that donor information goes into the software. You need to capture donor information so that you have ability to follow up with people. You need to want to make sure you thank and follow up. Technology is an asset and not a barrier. I really think this is a huge one. There's so many great ways that you can respond to people's gifts by sending them automated emails, personalized emails, follow-up emails, especially for those churches who maybe believe that. So, for example, pastors who don't necessarily want to know who's giving or how much people are giving, you can have somebody else in the church set up the technology so that as soon as a gift is made, an automated email goes out to that person, or somebody else is doing the emails. So you're protecting that privacy, that kind of stuff. You can also segment your data. What that means is that you're able to run reports and know who's giving based off of certain groups, whether that's members or non-members, volunteers, or something like that. And again, I'm going to just say the power of reoccurring giving is really huge. The power of reoccurring giving is the idea is if you can get people to set up a reoccurring giving plan, meaning that they give a certain amount a month, every month, and it's automatically taken out of their checking account, you can really see some increase in your giving. So I would say that definitely make sure that you're capitalizing on that tool. If you're using an online donation form or a campaign builder that does not have that capability, I would suggest you find one that allows donors to do recurring giving. This would be an example of in my mind, a good online donation tool. Of course, this is Aplos. This is our software. When somebody gives online, what they can do is they can go into their account and they can quickly look to see who's giving, how much, and kind of what's going on there. So this would be, again, an example in Aplos of what you kind of want to be looking for. This way you're not having to log in to, various information points and things like that. And again, you want to make sure you're using software that's very secure, very safe, and all of that. Again, you want to use software and a tool that you can see. This would be an example of a tool where you can kind of capture and see activity throughout. So that's a tool that you want to be aware about. So let's talk about utilizing donation pages in Aplos. Again, you do not necessarily have to be an Aplos customer to participate in this webinar, but we want to let you know that Aplos has a great online donation tool. And one of the things we really like about our online donation form is that you can create customized donation pages to allow your donors an easy and convenient way to support your organization with an online gift. Donors will be able to easily create a one-time donation or set up a recurring donation through our pages. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to go here, and we're actually going to bump over and kind of look at a couple examples really quickly of some online donation pages. So first of all, let's talk about a campaign. This would be an example. This is a church that that uses a really nice job doing campaign. If you see here, this is a church website, and if you go right over here to the Give page and you click there, it's going to take you right to what they want you to do and things you want to do. I like this because there's also a really nice video right here about making the purpose for giving. So I'm not going to go through the whole video, but you can see the point is they've done a really nice job kind of presenting a message. And then if you're moved, you can then give by clicking the Give button, and then it will take you to a place where you can actually do some online giving there. So that's one tool that's really powerful. A couple other places we like to take you. This is an Aplos customer. This is their online. This is their website. If you go to their Donate Now, They do a number of campaigns and online giving opportunities. This is an Aplos donation page, just so you know. And again, what's nice about this is it's customizable. This organization, Waves, West African Vocational School, they use, they put their logo, they put a photo, they're able to personalize and customize this page. And also capture the donor information, which you see right here, including address and city and state and all that other stuff, as well as customize those donation levels. And then this is something we talked about already, but you can actually, with the Aplos donation page, you can ask donors to pay that transaction fee. So that's a really nice tool. So that would be an example of an Aplos donation page that you can build and customize on your own. And let me see, we're going to show you another one here real quick. This is another partner, the Fresno Pregnancy Care Center. They're located in the town in which Aplos is, in Fresno, California. Again, they've done a nice job in terms of this is their online donation page. What I like about this is that if you go to their website, they've matched the color of this to their website. So it looks clean. It's easy to navigate. It's easy to know what to do and all of that. So this, again, if you're checking us out for the first time, just know that Aplos can be a nice solution for you. Of course, there's lots of other folks out there that do online giving pages. If you see somebody you like better, great. Just want to let you know this is a tool that's available with that. So let's let's talk about a little bit more. So we talked about customizing those pages and setting up purposes. So when you click, you know what to do. Should I use one page or multiple pages? Again, this is the who, what, when, and why are you tracking. There's really no right or wrong here, meaning that with Aplos, you can create multiple pages and create different ways in which people can give. You can do a general form as well as utilizing other forms. Again, I would like to show you an example of this in our software. And the example that I'm going to show you, again, this is one of our Aplos partners. So I'm going to go right here. I'm going to go right here, and we're going to go to Makarios International. This is one of our Aplos customers. They do a really nice job. Again, this is their website, but they give you tons of different ways to donate. First of all, right here, they make it very easy to give. So if I go to donate and I open up their donate page, I have a lot of options here. One, I can donate to their impact fund. I can donate to their school. I can donate to a group ministry, or I can actually go and support a missionary. So what they've done here is they've created multiple online donation pages. So each one of these are a link that you can go to. And this is all something that you can do utilizing the Aplos donation pages. So I'm going to go to the missionaries, and again, their logo, a picture, instructions, and then look right down here, the purposes. This is how you can support one of the 10 or 15 different missionaries that are a part of the Makarios International Ministry. Okay, so I think that's a really great example. Again, some of the things we like about this: easy to navigate, good information, as well as giving you additional links of things you can do, more information, all of that. Nothing more frustrating than telling people to go to the website and having the website not work, or people not being able to find the button. So you want to make your Donate Now button as visible as absolutely possible. Okay. Again, these are just some pages that we like at Aplos, and just hopefully there's some takeaways for you as well. So with that, just kind of want to come to a close. If you have any additional questions about any of the information here, or you want to contact me, here's my information there. You can get me at dan.kimball@aplos.com. Of course, I am on Twitter as well. Reach out to us. If you'd like to see a demo of more tools of Applos. You're welcome to do that. But hopefully this will just kind of maybe get your thinking going. Think through a little bit more about online giving and how you can strengthen your own ministries by launching campaigns and doing online giving from there. So with that, we want to thank you for spending a little of your time checking out this webinar as well as our software. We can be reached at applos.com. Give us a try, give us a call, and good luck with your church ministries and getting your online giving going. So again, thanks for checking us out.